Hey guys, we're Kendall and Glenn and we're currently travelling around Australia in our 1982 Volkswagen T3 named Vans.
We've been on the road for almost 9 months now, and we've compiled a list of our top 10 van life essentials that we have found to be incredibly valuable, that will hopefully be valuable to you if you're planning a similar trip.
And the best part, they're all under $100. Number one on the list is our portable shower. It's just a nice little 12-volt guy that packs up nicely into this little circular case. We got ours from Australian Direct. You can pick it up for about 50 bucks. A bunch of other brands do them as well, and they all seem to be the same. It's just a rechargeable battery that you can just submerge in water, turn it on, and you got a nice flowing tap. The beauty of our travels, because we've been going around a lot of hot climates and then also being on the east coast of Australia, we obviously have a lot of access to public showers, which we make the most of normally. However, the times that we are going away for a week, 2 weeks, or out in the middle of nowhere, and we still obviously need to have practice somewhat hygienic principles, we thankfully can bring out this guy, drop it in some water, and have a nice quick shower with some fresh cold water. It does an absolute treat and we love it. Which leads me to my next one, which is what we actually fill water up with, which is our lovely collapsible bucket. Roughly the same size, so it ends up being really nice to pack away. All this is just a nice little plastic rimmed bucket that you can open up, collapses nice and small, and you can fit about 10 litres in it. So it means we're able to open that up, fill it with water, drop the shower in, and have a nice shower out in the bush.
Third up on our list is our handy dandy toaster. This guy just folds up nicely, it goes completely flat and can be stored anywhere, and we use this mostly for our avocado toast breakfast because we obviously have no space to bring an actual toaster. You can pick this up from any camping store, and it wouldn't be very expensive at all, but it's been really handy.
Number 4 is our little Scrubba Wash Bag. Now, you would have seen in previous episodes, most of the time when we do a lot of our washing, we're close to civilization, we'll use a laundromat, we'll do a massive load once every 1 or 2 weeks, but there are times that we do end up getting further away from civilization for 1 to 3 weeks at a time, where obviously we still need to wash undies, socks, shirts, things like that, that you just really need to make sure that you are cycling through. So this is where this guy comes in handy so well. Basically, all you need to do, whack the clothes in, fill it with water, put some detergent in, air seal it, roll it up, and then just give it a big old scrub. It does a great job. Obviously things end up really wet, but when you're out in the open, you can just hang them off everything. They dry up and you got another week or 2 worth of wear. You can pick these up for about $60, $70 online, and they're absolutely perfect and end up rolling up super duper small and can fit absolutely anywhere.
Up next, number 5 on our list is really just a bunch of linen totes or just bags of these sorts. In general, we found them to be incredibly handy on the road. We mostly use them obviously for groceries because we don't want to use any single-use bags, so these are a really good way to reduce the amount of waste that we actually produce, but they're also very handy just for whenever we need to take things and go anywhere, like at the library for instance. We can just throw in our laptops, throw in our chargers, and we're good to go. As well, we've also found them to be pretty handy if we're staying overnight somewhere, so instead of getting our backpacks out and bringing full-on backpacks, if we just need to throw some clothes and toiletries in, we can do that very easily. And it's something that can just fold up nicely and fit pretty much anywhere in Vans, so it's really good.
Number 6, the famous striped towel. It doesn't have to be striped, but just in our case it is. Basically, it's one of those towels that you don't even know where you got it from, but it's sort of the towel that you can use for absolutely anything. You've obviously got your own towel that you'll use to wipe yourself after the shower, but this guy can just float around, you don't care at all about it, and there are so many times on the road that for whatever reason you need to either clean something up, wipe something off, take the moisture out of something, and it's just the go-to. It floats around and you just clean anything. Doesn't matter what happens to it. You don't even know where you got it from. That's the best part. But it's an absolute must-have. We've relied on this so many times, and we actually inherited this from Kendall's mum, and it's been the best thing ever. So Kathy, good on you.
Number 7 on our list is pretty much anything that makes your van or car or troopy smell good. It sounds very random, but obviously you're living in such a confined space. You might have a few days between showers and doing your laundry, So the more you can make your living space smell good, the better that you'll feel. So we have a big mix. We have a candle that will light usually at nighttime that makes Vance smell really nice. Obviously an air freshener that's just always going, as well as a fabric freshener, which we just spray around whenever we think Vance needs a little extra sprucing. Obviously these vary in price, but they're not that expensive and they're definitely worth it.
Number 8 is our removable fly screens that we have for Vance's windows here. They've been so handy, and actually we use them way more than we thought. Originally it was mainly to think about flies, but actually stopping mosquitoes on those warm nights has been paramount. All you need to do is get the things from Bunnings or any hardware store, and you can cut them to fit absolutely anything you want. So we just cut them to fit this window. Normally they're magnetized to the outer rim that you have to lay down yourself, but because Vance is obviously metal, it just sticks straight to the body. So we don't have to have any ugly rim of magnets that we have to keep there permanently stuck. You can just whack them on whenever you want, take them off whenever you want, and everything's all hunky-dory, which is just awesome. Because they're so flat and they're the same size on the left and the right side, we can just stick them together so they're just completely flat, slide under Vance's bed. You wouldn't even know they're there. Whenever we need them, we just slide them out, slap them on, good to go. Thankfully these are super duper cheap. I think you can get a full kit for like 30 or 40 bucks, and you can probably make them go pretty far, at least 2 windows. We probably end up doing 2 kits to also have a bit extra fabric to sort of help with the front windows as well if we really need to air Vance out or it's super hot. But the most common one we use are the nice framed ones that we've whacked around the middle windows that we can open at night. Number 9 is this beautiful little thing. It's basically a little tap key. So it's got 4 little fittings, hence the 4 prongs, that basically mean you can access taps that the handles have been removed from. Now I'm not too sure what they're like in other countries, but in Australia a lot of taps have the handles removed from them, so only councilmen can access them. However, this little guy gives you access to absolutely everything. Thankfully in Australia our water system is excellent and almost everywhere is drinking unless it's signposted otherwise. So generally speaking we can fill up our tank in a lot more places because of this handy little fella. All of the fitments just slip over the top and then you have complete access to that tap. You can pick these up generally from Bunnings. I always thought that you had to inherit them from like a friend of a friend or a council worker that you met and things like that. However, you can just drop into Bunnings and buy it for like 10 bucks or something. So pick this up, and as I was walking out, even the Bunnings employer said this is the key to Australia. So I would definitely recommend, if you're in Australia, pick up one of these for 10 or 12 bucks or something, and you'll be able to have far more supplies in terms of where you can get your water from.
Okay, last but not least, what we think is probably the most essential item or items is our coffee setup. We get asked this quite a bit because we are obviously having coffee all the time. If you've seen our previous videos, we pretty much always have a cup of coffee in our hand. And the setup that we have has been really nice. This guy is a 5-cup coffee percolator, and this is what gives us that amazing espresso. And then this guy is for our milk. It's a stainless steel jug that has a thermometer attached to it, and then we use an Aero Latte hand frother that just runs off battery to actually froth the milk. And that's pretty much it. All of these still come in under $100, so it still gives us a very high quality coffee without obviously breaking the bank.
And that just wraps it up. We hope we've given you a little bit of inspiration, or maybe given you a couple ideas that you might not have thought of previously, of just handy little things that are very useful while living on the road.
If you have any questions on the items that we've listed, please feel free to put them in the comments below. We've also put the links to these items, or most of the items, in the description if you want to take a look yourself. Other than that, we'll see you on the next one.